So now we're going to move on to some tests and measures at the table. So it's the weekend and the closet with the equipment is locked, so I don't have access to stools or rolling stools. So I'm going to try my best to do some of these measurements. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check her range of motion in her hips, because I noticed during the gross range of motion strength screen that her range of motion in her right hip was limited. So I'm going to measure them with a goniometer, and I'm going to do some MMT tests as well. So first one, while you're seated here, I'm going to do internal external rotation. So you can go ahead and sit there. I need a towel roll. I need your femur. So right hip internal rotation is at 45 degrees. And now let's do external rotation. So go ahead and relax. So this is her end range right there, so I'm going to keep her there. And this is going to be lined up with the vertical. So external rotation, the right hip is at 30 degrees. And let's compare it to this side. So let's do external rotation first. Are you relaxed? Mm-hmm. So here's her end range. Again, so our end range is here. So for external rotation here, she is at 32 degrees, so pretty close to the right hip. Now let's check internal rotation. Go ahead and relax. So here's her end range. Internal rotation here. Whoops. Sorry, we shifted a little bit. Are you relaxed? Mm-hmm. So here, internal rotation of the left hip is at 40 degrees, so she actually has a little bit less in her left hip. Huh, interesting. Okay. So external rotation of both hips is approximately equal. She has 5 degrees more of internal rotation at the right hip. Now let's check your abduction, adduction, extension. So I'm going to have you lay down on your back. Okay. Do you want a towel roll underneath your head? Here, let me grab a few towels. Okay, so I'm going to test for abduction. Okay. Actually, can you scoot to the left of the table? So how do you know where it's at? Are you okay? Okay. That pain? Okay. So I'm going to have you stay right there. That's her end range. So this is going to be on your ASIS, working towards your other ASIS. abduction is at 71 degrees. And I'm going to test adduction now while you're here. So I'm going to bring this leg out a little bit. So I can see her pelvis start to move there. So this is adduction, ASIS to other ASIS. So right hip, adduction is 10 degrees, and I'm going to have you scoot to this edge of the table so I can measure this side. Are you okay to move?
Yeah, except this way.
Okay. Okay. So you can see her pelvis starts to move here. So left hip abduction is 67 degrees. Let's do adduction. Hang on, so relax, let me do this. Her pelvis starts to move there. Left hip adduction is 6 degrees. Are you going to be comfortable if I position you on your stomach?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's have you on your stomach. Okay, you can use a towel if you want. Now we're going to measure her hip extension, range of motion. So I'm going to need a chair for this. Are you relaxed? So she gets to about here before her pelvis starts to move. And she is at 10 degrees of hip extension on the right. For the left. Pelvis starts to move here. Greater trochanters right here. So her range of motion here is 5 degrees in the left hip. Okay. Now, while you're in this position, I'm going to test the strength of some of your muscles. Okay. So I'm going to have you bring your leg up right there and hold it. Okay, good. So she's at least a 3. I'm going to press, but don't let me move you. So 4 out of 5 for extension. Now I'm going to do this the same here. Okay, and hold. Okay, so with the hamstrings, it's a 4 out of 5, glutes only. It's 3 minus. And on this side, so lift up your entire leg. Okay, hold. Don't let me move you. Okay, so that's a 4 out of 5. And bend your leg and come up and hold. Okay, so much weaker here. So that's a 3 out of 5. Okay, can I have you roll onto your hip facing the front of the classroom? Okay, and let's have you scoot towards me. Okay, good. We're going to test her hip abductor strength. So bend your bottom knee. Okay, good. And I'm going to have you come up here. Okay, roll your hip forward just a little bit. Okay, good. Hold there. She's at least a 3 out of 5. Hold. Don't let me push you. Okay, so that's a 5 out of 5. Can I have you face me?
Sure.
Actually, let me come back here. So you're going to scoot towards this edge of the table. Okay, same thing here. Lift. Hold. She's at least a 3. And she gives you some resistance. So she's a 4 out of 5 here. So hip abductors weaker on the right. Let's test abduction. So let's see. Actually, let's have you come sit up. I want to test internal and external rotation. Okay, I'm going to come down here. So let's have you here. This is testing for internal rotation. So that was a 3 minus, or I'm sorry, that was that's a 4 minus, I'm sorry. And then I come up here, internal rotation here. Slightly stronger here, so that's a 4 out of 5. Let's test external rotation, so hold. That's a 4 out of 5 here. That's a 4 plus out of 5. Okay, next, internal, external. Okay, now we're going to do some special tests. So during her history, she was saying that she had tightness in her hip flexors. And so if she's in a flex position for her hips, her femur may be glided posteriorly. And so that might be causing some of her posterior hip pain. So we're going to test some of her hip flexors. We're going to do the Thomas test, Eli's test, and Ober's test. So let's start with Thomas test. See if we can weed out a few of the muscles. Let me shift this over here. Okay, so you're going to sit at the edge of the table. Okay, good. Can I have you come up a little bit more? Okay, so you're going to hold your left leg towards your chest. Okay, good. And I'm going to roll you backwards into laying position. Is this okay for your back? Okay, so hold your knee there. Okay. And I'm going to see how far she can go here. So I feel resistance here. Her thigh is not on the table. And so we're going to do this with the knee straight now to see if we can slacken rectus femoris. So rectus femoris might be tight here. Let's do this with your knee bent. So much higher here, so it might be rectus femoris. So let's see. Let's have you roll onto your side. So let's have you scoot up and roll on your side. Just a little bit. Okay, and face that way. You're going to scoot back towards me. And we're going to do Ober's test to see if we can eliminate TFL. Okay, so go ahead and relax. Oh, there was a click. Any pain with that? Okay. Relax. Okay, good. Relax. Are you relaxed? Okay. So it looks like she gets below 10 degrees, so I don't think it's her TFL. Negative for Ober test. And let's have you go on your stomach, see if we can do Eli's test for rectus femoris. Okay. So we're going to just eyeball this. Are you relaxed? So she can get past 90 degrees of knee flexion without the pelvis moving. So she's negative here for the rectus femoris, but the Thomas test showed that she was positive for rectus femoris tightness. Okay, now 90-90. Let's have you on your back. I'm flipping you so much. Okay. For the right hip, which is over here. So go ahead and leave your, sorry, is the sun in your face? Okay, so we're going to see if we can do 90-90. Okay, so you're going to position to here, hold it. Okay, and I'm going to measure from lateral epicondyle, your greater trochleus here. Okay, so keep your hip position here and you're going to try to straighten your knee as far as you can. So she's to you about here. Go ahead and relax. So that was 31 degrees. And let's try this side. So come up to 90 degrees of hip flexion. Okay, good. Okay, try to straighten. So she gets to 29 degrees here of knee flexion. Okay, so pretty close to each other. So for differential diagnosis, posterior hip pain, it could be ischial bursitis, so I'm going to palpate and see if we can at least rule that out. Okay, let's have you on your stomach. I'm sorry for flicking you so much. Is your back feeling okay?
So far, so good. Just
Okay. Okay, I'm going to touch your hips. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to come. So here's her ischial tuberosity. Any pain?
Nope.
Okay. Now on this side. Any pain here?
Nope.
Okay. So no tenderness to palpation at the ischial bursa. So we can rule out ischial bursitis. For the special test, we're going to see where her source of pain is coming from. So we're going to do the Faber test to see if we can rule out certain areas. So go ahead and lay on your back. Okay, so let's take a look at the right side here. So I would just let it drop on its own. She is about 3.5 fifths above the table. Okay, I'm gonna, okay, hold. Let me know if you feel any pain.
Yeah.
Where?
Posterior.
Posterior hip. Okay, so she, with overpressure, she gets posterior hip pain with the Faber test. So if it's posterior hip pain, it could be the SI joint, possibly lumbar. So we might have to do a scanning exam later. Let's compare it to the other side. So go to figure 4. So with visual inspection, she's at 2.5 fifths above the table. So she's already dropped further compared to the other side. Okay, and hold. Any pain? Okay, so no pain here with the Faber. Okay, next, I'm going to test if she has any impingement to see if that could be a source of her pain. Can you come towards me a little bit? Is your back okay? Okay.
Keep going.
Okay, good. Let me know if this causes you pain. Any pain? So negative impingement test. She has no pain here. So while you're here, I'm going to take you into the posterior labral tear test. Any pain? Let me do that one more time. Any pain? Okay. So negative posterior impingement test. So we're going to do anterior now. Any pain? Any pain? Nope. Okay, so no test, no pain here, no clicking either, no catching either. So she's negative for any labral tears. Negative for the impingement also. Let's try the scour test. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to take your thigh bone and I'm going to see if I can push it posteriorly and replicate your pain. Okay? So you come up here. Do you have any knee problems? Okay. So we're going to come up here. Let me know if you have any pain with this. Okay. So with just the compression alone, she experiences some pain. Where is it? Same spot? Okay, same spot, posterior hip. So I'm not going to do the rotation because it already hurts with the compression alone. But let me see if I can come to the side here. Hurts there too with the compression, so more into adduction here. Less pain?
Less pain, still there.
Okay, pain is still there, but reduced. Okay. So go ahead and come down. Okay. Okay, we're going to do the Thomas test for the left hip. So you're going to hold your knee to your chest. Okay, and I'm going to roll with you backwards. Okay, so let's do this with your knee bent. So she's not reaching the table. So let's do this to slacken the rectum. So she's closer here, not quite on the table, but she's a lot closer with the rectum slackened. So let's have you do over, so let's have you face that wall over there on your side. And scoot towards me. Okay, so this brings this knee forward. Okay. Okay, and then relax. The knee, pat your leg. Good. Relax. And see if I can drop you. Okay, good. So you're below 10 degrees, you're negative for TFL here as well. So your rectum is tighter from the right. Let's do Eli's as well. So on your stomach. Okay, relax. So she's past 90 degrees before her pelvis moves, so she's negative for Eli's test for rectum on the left. Okay. While you're in this position, we can do a joint play assessment for the anterior capsule. So for her right, she tested positive in the Thomas test for rectus femoris, so she might be a little bit tight. So she might be in a flexed position at the hip, in which case the femur would glide posteriorly. So I'm going to see if we can do an anterior glide at the hip to see if we get any relief or changes in her symptoms. So we're going to do an anterior glide joint play assessment. So let me see if I can pop this up a little bit more. How's that? Is that okay? Okay. I'm going to climb up onto the table. Okay. And I'm going to press. Let me know if this produces any pain. So I feel restriction here. Okay, I'm going to compare it to the other side. Any pain with that?
I don't know.
Okay. We can come back to
I
that.
don't know if it's the same thing.
Okay. So let's come up right here. Okay. Then we come up to there. Hi. Okay. Let me know if you have any pain here. Any pain? Pain? Okay. So I can feel with joint play assessment for anterior glides, she has much more restriction on the right compared to the left. And the right had some symptoms. We can't really describe the symptoms, but
There was some pain, but I'm not sure if it was due to the power,
okay.
were you pressing or whether it was due to the actual hurting back there.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So there was some discomfort.
Yeah.
Okay. But not with the left.